Have you ever noticed how many people are doing business meetings at your local cafe these days, Mary? It seems like the traditional office meeting is slowly disappearing.
Yes, Bruno, I see it all the time. Welcome to B&M English Podcast, everyone. Today we are talking about a very specific kind of meeting, the coffee shop job interview. It is becoming a very popular style for companies today, especially for people entering the international workforce.
It is definitely a strange trend. A few years ago, I was asked to do an interview at a very small, crowded cafe. I did not know the environment was casual, so I wore my best dark blue formal suit and a black tie. When I arrived, everyone else in the cafe was wearing shorts and t-shirts. I felt completely out of place.
That sounds a bit uncomfortable, Bruno. But companies actually choose these relaxed settings on purpose. They want to see your true personality, how you interact with people in the real world, and how you behave outside a strict office room.
Well, my true personality at that moment was just very warm and confused. I think the interviewer spent more time looking at my formal tie than looking at my resume.
That is a common worry, but it is a great topic for our B1 learners who are practicing their work-life conversations. It is all about learning how to balance professional manners with a casual environment.
Speaking of balancing manners, dealing with unexpected accidents in a quiet cafe is another challenge. I remember my second interview at a very small coffee shop. I was trying to look incredibly confident and professional. I reached for my water glass, but my sleeve caught the silver sugar shaker instead. It rolled right off the table, hit the floor, and a huge cloud of white sugar went everywhere.
Oh dear, Bruno. That sounds like a complete nightmare. What did you do next?
Well, I stayed completely still for a few seconds. Then I quietly looked at the interviewer and said, I guess I just wanted to make this conversation a little sweeter. My voice was very calm, but inside I was absolutely terrified.
That is actually a very clever recovery, Bruno. For our intermediate learners, that is a perfect example of how to bounce back. To bounce back means to recover quickly from a difficult or embarrassing situation.
Yes, I mean, you cannot just run out of the cafe. You have to keep your composure. Wait, let me think. Is keep your composure the correct phrase here, Mary?
Exactly, Bruno. To keep your composure means to remain calm and in control of your feelings, even when something goes completely wrong. In a casual interview, showing that you can handle a small mess gracefully is actually a huge plus for the interviewer.
Right. It shows them how you might handle a real crisis at work, hopefully with less sugar involved.
Speaking of real crises, body language is another big thing in a casual setting. Some people get a little bit too relaxed, I think. I had a friend, Peter, who went to a cafe interview for a graphic design job. He was so happy about the casual atmosphere that he forgot he was trying to get hired. He ordered a massive hot meatball sandwich with extra tomato sauce.
Oh no, Bruno. A meatball sandwich sounds like a very dangerous choice for a professional meeting.
It was a complete disaster, Mary. He spent the whole interview trying to catch sliding meatballs. At one point, a piece of meat fell right onto his resume. He just casually picked it up, ate it, and kept talking about his design skills. I mean, he was definitely relaxed, but maybe a bit too relaxed.
That is an amazing story, Bruno. It really highlights the danger of becoming too comfortable. In English, we often talk about maintaining professional boundaries. Even if the interviewer is wearing a t-shirt and you are eating a snack, you must remember that it is still a test of your work ethic.
Exactly. Peter did not get the job, by the way. The company told him they loved his portfolio, but they were worried about his lunchtime habits. So I always tell people to stick to a simple black coffee or tea.
That is very practical advice, Bruno. For our listeners practicing their work-life conversations, Remember that casual professionalism means being friendly and approachable, but keeping your manners very sharp. It is about making a good impression without making a mess.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's conversation. Before we go, we have a little challenge for our intermediate listeners.
Yes, we want to hear from you. Have you ever had a job interview in a casual place, like a coffee shop? Or maybe you had a funny accident during a meeting, like my sugar disaster. Tell us your story in the comments.
We would love to read about your experiences. Try to use today's new phrases, like to bounce back or to keep your composure when you write your responses. It is a wonderful way to practice your English.
And remember, if you are going to a coffee shop interview soon, please do not order a meatball sandwich. Stick to tea. It is much safer for your resume.
Very true, Bruno. Thank you for listening to B&M English Podcast. Have a beautiful day, everyone, and see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone.